You take an innocuous card game, based with a mix of variation, and what do you get? Episode 10 of the Fresh Baked Niche podcast, where the best half-baked conversations happen. I'm your Baker Patrick, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite collections. But before that, a board game I've been playing recently is Marvel United. It's a fun little squad-based superhero title from Simon. I was trying to do specifically the Infinity Gauntlet solo challenge, but unfortunately died to Thanos pretty quickly. But moving on to the main topic of today, I want to talk about one of my favorite collections, and that I shall. And the collection in question is none other than Uno. Yes, you know, the cheapy little $5 card game that exists in almost every single store, including but not limited to the Dollar Tree. I love them. I don't know why. I think it's just cheap right now. So let me back it up for a second. I have been collecting Uno for several years now. A while back, I was going through my board game collection, trying to get things organized and sorted, and realized I had about 5-6 different copies of Uno, like Flip and Dose and whatever. And I realized, I like this game. It's probably one of my favorite board games ever, because it's weirdly simple. The rules are very straightforward. You can explain it to a toddler. But there's complexity to it in the decision-making and the way you conduct yourself. And that's great. I love that. And what I really love is all the variations and the alternative playing styles that they offer. I thought it'd be fun to talk about just a couple of my favorite decks and variants of this game. I would like to start up by saying I currently own approximately a little over 100 different copies. Now, that collection does, for me at least, count things like Phase 10 Flip, and Ono 99. They are made by Mattel, and they are more or less inspired by Uno. So for me, they count. They're a part of it. Let's talk about some of my favorite versions of Uno. So starting off, Giant Uno. It's just such a novelty on top of another novelty that it kind of circles back around to being decent. Now, I should note, I own both copies because there was an original one released maybe a decade ago that was truly Giant Uno. But then in recent years, they've made a smaller version that they still consider giant because it is approximately 3 times the size of a normal card. But it's not like the 4 or 5 times size that it used to be. So a little downgrade there, but still really cool to pick up once in a while and just have a goofy time trying to play with these big-ass cards. Quattro. Quattro is definitely a weird one. It's not your traditional Uno where you play with cards, but so you play with these tiles and you move them around and you flip things, and it's nice. It's a good change of pace. I love it. I don't play this one a ton, but conceptually I like the Ultimate stuff, specifically the Marvel and DC crossovers that they have. I think it's neat to try to turn Uno into basically Dice Throne without the dice. I played it like once or twice. I loved it the few times I did. And I'm still trying to get caught up on collecting them. I think I'm missing a few expansions for DC and the new big box for Marvel. Uno Braille. Uno Braille's a really fun one. They took a game and made it accessible for people with much worse eyesight than myself. And I could not be happier. But it is funny to try to play it as somebody who can see, because once you memorize the couple of bits of Braille, it's real easy to tell what your opponents have. Uno Flex, that's a fun one. It's like Flip in a way where you have cards that have more or less an alternative side, but instead of a side, it's a face, and once per turn, you get this ability to, maybe it's like a red 3, but you need to be blue. Well, if it is one of these Flex cards, you can use your action to make it a blue 3. And that's just, it's different, it's fun, it changes it just enough. Definitely another weird one is Uno Elite. It's the weird hybrid where they tried making Uno a trading card game, but also a football card game. It's definitely weird as someone who doesn't really follow sports too much. And as a collector, I will say it is hell trying to get all of the different players, because there's hundreds of cards. I mean, there's no really way around it. I mean, give me like 2 seconds. I actually have a spreadsheet for this, both to track my Uno collection, but also to track the Elite cards. There are 2,112, and considering the only 2 ways to get them are through the Elite boxes and the little blister pack things, yeah, it's hard. especially since like the hardest to get ones would be the green-blue foil, red-yellow foil, and the wild foil for each player, because those come once per the special booster packs within the boxes, and I think each like mini booster box comes with one pack, and then the big elite box comes with two. So to get all of them, it's going to run you a lot. I kind of stopped doing it just because it's too much to ask. But I do have a sizable collection of elite cards. And this is the big thing with Uno. It's cheap. I mean, you can buy most decks for about $5. You're going to have a blast playing it. And each variation comes with something just a little bit different, whether it be Mario Kart's item cards, or I should say the little item stickers on the cards, or some special wild effect. But, you know, like it's great. I think to wrap this up, I would like to say I think Uno Flip is probably my favorite variation overall in whatever shapes and forms it comes in. It took an already rock-solid concept and it added just that little bit of extra depth it needed in a whole different direction. And I would like to clarify, I am not sponsored. I am certainly not somebody who probably will be ever. I like Uno, clearly, and I hope if you're listening to this, you like Uno too. And if you do, you know, hey, maybe down in the comments, let me know what your favorite Uno variation is. Maybe it's Uno Attack. Maybe it's Tri-Play. Maybe it's that weird Jenga variant. I don't know. But, you know, if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. And as always, thank you for baking with me today, and goodbye.